done a lot of drugs in my life, and I've never felt anything like I did last night.
The little girl's gone.
What?
Have any questions for me?
My kids okay?
This is 34-year-old Music Adami. Just hours prior to this footage, Music and her boyfriend, Matthew Bynum, woke up to police inside their trash-filled trailer home. They were unable to move and...
Bro, don't live like this. This is filthy. I'm gonna just go ahead and start it off with it.
Could barely speak.
Clean your house.
What's going on?
Bro, I know it's stinking now.
Really stiff.
What makes this even more terrifying was that lying under the couple was their deceased daughter, Zakiline. Officers would rush to get to the bottom of what had happened, but Music and Matthew are seemingly just as clueless.
I like her name,
As the
though.
investigation continued, horrifying clues would point the couple out to be neglectful killers of their own daughter. All the while, they had no idea she had even died.
God bless the child. I love her name though, Music.
On March 10th, 2024, Thaddeus Hawkins would wake up to a terrifying scene. He was staying on the property of Music and Matthews, living in his own truck. However, Matthew would scramble to get up after hearing screaming coming from inside the family's trailer home just feet away. He would bust open the door to find the couple and their 2 children stiff and unable to move. As he looked closer, he noticed their daughter extremely pale and without a pulse. As he went to call 911, Music told him everything was fine and that help wasn't needed. But Thaddeus could tell Music was clearly delusional in her current state and decided to take matters into his own hands, calling 911.
W neighbor, man. W neighbor.
Grant County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
97 Quail Run.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I have no idea. I'm staying with some friends right now, and they are completely... You have a little girl who's not responsive at all. To the adult, the parents are somewhat responsive, but not. They're in and out of... And then they have a 7-year-old boy who is mostly responsive. I was able to get him on a chair, but I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I really don't.
And are you staying in the same house?
No. I'm just on the property.
Okay. What is your name?
My name is Thaddeus Hawkins. I woke up and I heard someone yelling, "Ow, help!" And so I went in. I was trying to help him.
Okay. And what room is he in?
It's kind of like a one living area type of thing right now, but he's in the same area as them. They're all in the same tiny home area.
Okay. Give me a second while I get them started on their way, okay?
This tragedy would take place in a deserted area far from any civilization.
And see, y'all, to anybody who live out in the woods or the country or where it's a bunch of sticks and wildlife and it's not really no city limits where you at, be careful, man, because you can't really... It's like... If you make phone calls to the police, it take them a time to get to it takes some time because little outskirts, they don't have their own little police departments out in areas like this. Be careful, man.
So even though Deputy Orozco rushed to the scene, it would unfortunately be far too late.
Look at this, bro.
Some of the people in the room right here that aren't responding. They're not responding? So there's one that's not responding. Who's here? Sheriff's office! Yeah. What's going on?
Look at this.
Not much. Sorry, I'm really, really stiff this morning. I can't sit upright.
Are you guys on anything?
No.
No? What?
How do you live like that, bro? I know it's all type of roaches and termites, grasshoppers, crickets, frogs, squirrels, rats. It's everything in this house, bro. How you living like this?
No, I'm just really stiff.
When Orozco first entered the home, he would notice a foul odor coming from it due to the trash and unhygienic nature of the home.
Man, that's inhumane.
Additionally, he noticed a metal container over a tub with ashes. Something seemingly irrelevant now, but something that would help solve the case later on.
What's wrong with them? He's tired, I think. Is he awake?
He is awake. He moved from here over to there. He is awake.
Who's not responsive?
Not responsive.
The girl in the middle.
The girl, she's responsive.
Let me see.
Yeah.
You guys need to move.
Yes.
Move.
Bro, if the police walked in and just said your daughter is unresponsive, no parent in their logical mind finna just sit there and act like this man is not telling them to move.
You guys need to get up now.
Yeah.
Get up.
We're getting up. We're getting up.
Get up.
We're getting up. I'm getting up.
Let's go. Hurry up. Get up.
I'm going.
You guys need to get out.
Yes, sir.
Stand up.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Stand up. Get up. Hurry up.
Hey, sir.
You need to get up.
Got it.
Get a 10-7.
Where?
Right here.
Who, kid?
Move. Get up. Yes.
Get up now! Get up!
Bro, the fact that they gotta raise their voice at y'all is disturbing my spirit right now, bro. I'm not gonna use no profanity, but y'all are acting like some very evil parents right now, man. Because they just said the child is unresponsive. They ain't acting like y'all are concerned at the slightest.
Get out! I don't care! Stand up!
I'm going.
How long, Hondo?
Check
Check his vitals. Did y'all smoke?
No.
What is it?
No, it's not. No, we just fell asleep really hard. We're really sick.
What's going on? Was it?
So unit calling, you're very 10-1. I'm not calling 8.
Bro, he gotta be on fentanyl. He is moving like a zombie right now, dude. It's like his legs don't even work, bro. That is disgusting, bro. Ew. Bro, I pray for them kids, man. CPS need to get involved ASAP.
Give me your hands. Give me your hands.
Where is this going?
Stand up! Now!
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you again! Stand up!
I'm standing up. I'm trying to.
Give me the other arm.
Yeah. Ow!
While Music and Matthew are being placed in handcuffs, Deputy Orozco would perform CPR on the daughter, Zachaline. Unfortunately, it would be too late, and she would pass away that night. Fortunately, their son would be rescued from the home with only minor injuries and would be transported to the hospital. But one crucial question remained. What had caused Music and Matthew to be so incoherent that they had no idea their daughter was deceased just inches away from them?
Extremely confused. So no offense. What about? Right, just be honest with me because I need to be able to treat your kids.
We're gonna get up, okay? Stand up.
I can't.
Sit down. Sit up. Come on.
What did you take?
I don't remember taking anything.
How long have you been out?
Last night was the last time that you were okay.
Last time I was okay. We were,
Man, he clearly on drugs, man. This is not alcohol. This is not no hangover. This is not no weed. This is some hard Schedule 3, Schedule 4 type drugs. Schedule 5 drugs, bro. He on something hard, man. Oh.
laying in the bed there. Had to split all the oak.
Okay, what the hell did you take, bro? What did you take?
I didn't take anything.
What do you guys have then?
I don't have anything.
You want me? You want to take him to the unit?
We'll get that once EMS checks on vitals.
We'll take him. Let's take one at a time. I don't know if he can walk.
He needs to get seen first.
Okay, so we don't know exactly what they took. They're both confused. They don't want to say anything. We have 110-7, 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Another one, bad condition. He was unconscious, I believe, when they got here. And she was also in bad condition when they got here. But our detectives are on their way right now, so we're just securing everything.
She good? Let's go. Stand up. What's your name?
Music.
Huh?
Music.
All right, stand up, Music, and place your hands behind your back, okay?
I can't really stand it very well.
Let's go. Hurry up.
I don't know what it is. I'm trying.
Turn around.
Give me your other hand.
Like, did y'all do something to y'all child then try to get high? So you didn't have to think about it?
Sorry.
Come on.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
That's not cocaine, bro. That's not crack. They on something extra.
The scene is extremely strange, to the point where the officers have never seen anything like it.
Ew.
Music claims she hasn't taken any drugs since yesterday, yet neither of them are even able to walk or collect their thoughts. Something odd is going on, and detectives at the scene need to get to the bottom of it.
You awake?
Yeah.
Are you good?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm not sure.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
He's not feeling too good. I don't know if you guys want to check him out again. He's leaning to the side and he says he's not feeling too good.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing.
You said you don't feel good?
Yeah. Lightheaded.
Lightheaded?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you tell me what your name is? Do you mind if we just check your vitals one more time?
I took a needle off of her. It's right there. It's all burnt up. There's still ash marks on her sweater. Open. The door was already open. I seen the parents laying down, and I seen the son. He didn't look responsive. I didn't see him until I asked him. I said, "What's going on?" I looked left. He's just sitting on the chair, all lethargic. I was like, "What's wrong with him?" And I saw him moving and breathing. So I was like, "Okay." So I went to go check on him. I was all, "Who's not responsive?" And then she goes, the mom goes, "I don't think she is." And I looked, and they're on top of her. I didn't even see him. Like half of his left body was on her left side, half of her right body was on her other side. So she moved, and I looked at the kid, and I looked at her, and it was just...
Man, they tried to suffocate this girl, man.
While Music was being transported to the hospital, she revealed that her and Matthew had smoked amphetamine the day before, and that this was a regular occurrence. Even more disturbing,
Doing meth and you got 2 kids in the house and y'all in the middle of the woods somewhere. Y'all need to be trying to put y'all money together and...
is that the day before was Zachy Line's birthday. A birthday spent surrounded by filth as she watched her parents drown themselves in drugs. Despite the sickening nature of this, the amphetamine alone does not explain Music and Matthew's inability to walk or perform basic human functions.
Thanks.
While a very strong drug, amphetamines do not have this type of effect on users, meaning the drugs she had taken were likely laced with something. With this in mind, police turned to the one seemingly only sober person at the residence, Thaddeus, the man who originally
Bro,
called...
just look at how dirty it is out here in this place, man. Like, that is filth, bro. How can you live in that, bro? I know they stink, man. Y'all forgive me, man. It's 2025. We doing better.
911.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Why am I being arrested?
You're not being arrested, you're being detained. Turn around.
Why?
Because you're up here and there's a kid, that's why.
Kid?
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the house until
I don't care.
called. I didn't know she was... I really didn't. That's why I called. I didn't know what was
Look,
going on.
wait until they read you your rights, then you can start talking.
Thank you.
Thaddeus would be taken to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, where a few hours from now he would undergo an intense interview with detectives. But officers back at the scene still needed to figure out what was going on, so they would engage Music to get her side of the story and determine what could have caused this tragedy to happen in the first place. And Music would reveal far more than they could have asked for. Officers are just about to interview Music about what went down just hours earlier. At this point in time, Music claims she had no idea her daughter is dead.
Diabetes, seizures, strokes.
I have had seizures before because I got a minor nasocranial fracture on a bicycle, but it was like 10 years ago.
What's your name?
Music.
Can you spell that?
MUSIC. My parents are long-haired freaky people. They really named me Music. I have an ID.
Do you have heart problems?
Not that I know of, but I have been having a lot of episodes where my both arms will be super numb when I wake up in the morning. But nothing like last night. Last night I couldn't sit up because it was excruciating. And my kids were all floppy, like, we all were all floppy. I can't explain it. I don't have any idea. I don't know how my kids would have gone.
Y'all, if we find out they use them needles to try to get them kids high, man, I'm gonna be so disappointed in these people as parents, bro. Be careful who you have kids with, man. This ain't even right, bro. Some people out here crying because they can't have kids and will be beautiful parents. And then you got people like this out here who don't even care, and they have the ability to be fruitful and multiply and have children. And they putting their kids through the most traumatic conditions. And them kids didn't ask for that, man.
Gotten it. We were at their birthday party all day. Like, we did not have on us at the birthday party.
This is a lie. Notice how Music stumbles on her sentence after she realizes she shouldn't admit to taking any drugs at the birthday party. It's unclear why she felt the need to lie here, considering just minutes ago, she admitted to taking methamphetamine at the party. Regardless, she would be transported to the hospital where her confusion would only continue to grow.
And this is what I'm saying, y'all. Just look at this, bro. Look at the little geographic map that they show you.
Amphetamine at the party. Regardless, she would be
they right there. Civilization.
Transported to the hospital where her
it's all the way. The nearest hospital is all the way over here in city limits. That's what I'm telling you, man. People that stay out there in the wilderness, man, it's not healthy. And it's not safe. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Some people like to be out there in the woods on the outskirts where they don't have to be around a bunch of people. But it's pros and cons that come to that. And this is one of the cons. If they stayed somewhere within city limits, more people could have got involved, made a phone call. The police could have got there quicker and possibly could have saved that girl's life. But this is just ridiculous.
Confusion would only continue to grow.
She couldn't sit up. I have no idea. Like, I've done a lot of drugs and nothing has ever been like that. And I don't know what it was. But I do want a toxicology to know if something is going on. Everybody that was at the party, I trusted.
Are you going to be there?
What party? There's no way there was a party in that house.
I don't know if you're aware of her situation, what's going on. So if she brings anything up, she hasn't questioned anything yet, so let's just ignore it. So she doesn't know anything at all. She doesn't know that her kids yet. So let's just, if she does say anything, just ignore it.
Me and my kids have been feeling really weird. All we had to eat in bed last night was some chocolate cake that we got for my daughter for her birthday. I do smoke weed, and the last time I ingested any is at approximately 12:30.
Okay.
Before we head out to the park for her birthday party. And it's probably going to ask if I can see my dad. We talked to him. I just want to see him.
I can't leave you.
And you asked to see your son, but you didn't ask to see your daughter. And it was her birthday. And that's the main one they said was unresponsive. So now I'm already kind of understanding. I feel like she know her daughter did. And I hate to speak on that little girl name like that or refer to her in that type of situation. But that's just the severity of it. Like, it's just the subject matter at hand. You know for a fact y'all murdered y'all daughter because you asked to see one child and not the other one. If I was anything, I would ask to see both of my kids or ask how are both of them doing. You speaking like you know you only have one child alive right now.
Really choose. I can't let you leave this room.
It seems like Music is a loving and caring mother, and this whole thing was a tragic accident. However, do not let her manipulation fool you.
I'm not.
Just listen to what her son had to say when speaking with medics.
How's he doing?
He's good.
He is?
Said he hasn't eaten since Friday.
Friday? What is the day?
So.
For reference, the current day is Sunday, meaning her son hasn't eaten food in over 48 hours, even while celebrating his sister's birthday. It's clear Music isn't telling the whole truth, something that would remain a constant theme throughout this entire investigation.
Kind of got a little bit of a mess right now.
Yeah.
So we're working through it a little bit at a time. The reason I'm here, I wonder if I could take some pictures of you.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
Are you the detective?
I am.
Are you the one that will also be getting a toxicology report? Because I need one. I know I've done a lot of drugs in my life and I've never felt anything like I did last night. It was completely bizarre.
Well,
and all that we had was the chocolate cake that we bought at Albertsons just before bed. We ate a slice of
And this was so scary, man. I've seen this in multiple videos. Like, a woman could give y'all a full, detailed story, start crying. They really need an Oscar, how they could just make up these lies and start believing the lie, man. It's like, if you didn't have stuff on camera half the time, man, just imagine the stuff your girl lied to you about, bro. Like, it's just, after a while, our conscience start to hunt us. Women will take stuff to the grave, bro. That's why I says, I don't think some women are actual women. I really think they just be demons, bro. So be careful, bro, who you talking to. Because sometimes, bro, you might just be talking to a spirit, bro, that's really just out to steal everything you got and worked so hard for. I'm going to just be real, man. That's why I keep God first.
One more slice of chocolate cake.
Okay, and what was it that you felt last night?
Last night, I just felt like I couldn't hold myself up. Like, I kept falling into the wall. My kids kept falling into the walls.
You're weak, you were dizzy.
Your kids kept falling into the walls. So you do drugs. Your kids don't do drugs, and they were falling into the wall, which means you drugged them as well. And if you're using this cake as an alibi, you put the drugs in the cake. I'm being a detective right now. I'm going into full detective mode. Detective Zay is on the scene right now.
Well, how so?
Above.
You have any questions for me?
My kids are okay?
Your kids are okay right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, one of your kids is here right now, but I'll talk to you about this more here in a little bit, okay?
The officer at this point is fully aware of Zakiline's death, but for the sake of keeping the investigation as controlled as possible, he decides to refrain from telling Music that her daughter passed away. Fortunately, just across the hall, nurses work to rescue Music's older child. He's not doing well, but thankfully he's alive.
Yeah, just get that man some food. I work in the hospital. I work at Lexington Medical Center. As y'all can see, man, we got the best. I'm not even gonna get on a rant about my facility and how we doing healthcare. Get that child some food. I see they got some McDonald's right here. That's what I'm talking about. Get that baby some food, man. Let that boy get something to eat, man.
Try to get it to pee, but you could
have won.
But we on his leg. So we're gonna do a leg x-ray and then they need to go on his chest.
He need an EKG and everything, man. Check the activity of his heart, man.
This claim from the nurse adds even more complexity to the entire case. She said the boy wasn't able to put pressure on his legs, just like his parents earlier in the day. This adds the variable that perhaps something else caused the family to become sick and handicapped, something that had nothing to do with the drugs they had taken. Hours would pass as Music recovered in the hospital and nurses helped her son. She would then be transported to the sheriff's office along with Matthew. It's at this point that officers decided it was best to, at last, break the devastating news to the couple that their daughter had died.
When we have a death occur, we treat every death as if it's a homicide until we can prove otherwise, whether it's someone, old person dying in their bed or what have you. So just for those reasons, we're going to take some pictures, okay?
Who died?
What's that?
Who died?
The little girl's gone. Okay. So we're going to have you stand up. Officer Carrasco is going to remove your handcuffs. We're going to take some pictures, okay?
If you really cared about her, you wouldn't be on meth. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Y'all, I know y'all gonna say, Zay, why you feel like that? I know y'all feel the same way. I'm just the one with the voice to be able to speak up for us. He know he don't care for real, bro. If you did, you wouldn't be doing meth.
Give him a minute.
Well, you guys were waking me up. She was talking.
So, Mr. Bynum, here in a while, we're going to have a conversation about that, okay? But I know you're going to need a little time.
Wait for representation.
Okay, you're going to want a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's take some pictures, and then we can get you back to the cell for now, okay?
They would allow Matthew to break the news to Music in a private area without cameras. However, as it would turn out, Matthew was too afraid to break the news and saved it for a detective later on.
You guys are free to go. You guys are free to go. You just can't go back to the house.
Go back to the house right now.
Yeah.
So.
You know.
Well, he doesn't know. That's what I'm telling him.
They don't know.
Okay, yeah. So you can't go back to the house. You guys are free to go. You guys' phones. She
only have one phone.
The phone.
Yeah.
You guys come back tomorrow and get with the detectives in the morning.
The couple would roam free following this news, but without a home, they would live out on the streets for the night. Detectives, on the other hand, had a crucial question to answer. What could have possibly caused all of this to happen? As of now, nothing makes sense. A child was dead, and an answer had to be found. Fortunately, detectives had a plan to find the answers they were looking for. Remember Thaddeus, the guy on the scene who called 911? Thaddeus was the only person with the family the night prior, and seemingly the only coherent one out of the group. If anyone could explain what had happened, it would be him. With this, he would be brought to the station directly after Music and Matthew left, where officers would conduct their first formal interview of the case.
Sorry about that. Still a lot of Alright, so I'm going to read this to you. It's an advice of your rights to take to investigative detention, okay? Yeah. Considering the matter at hand. Yeah.
The detective would go on to read Thaddeus his rights. It's important to know that detectives do consider Thaddeus a potential suspect. The goal of this interview is not only to determine whether or not Music and Matthew are guilty, but if Thaddeus could have played a role in Zachy Line's death.
Because they out there by
I saw that
themselves.
you were the 911 caller. Yes, but before we get into that, let's start in the morning. So how did the morning start?
Well, I don't know if you saw the red van there or not with the dogs in it barking. That's where I'm trying to convert that into a little trailer. That's where I was sleeping. I woke up and I thought I heard the kids playing around outside, and then I realized that someone was yelling out from inside the tiny home, and I didn't know why. So I got out of the van and I went and I sat. There was music. Matt was kind of laying near music, like almost on top of Zachy, little girl. So that's what I decided to call 911.
So let's just kind of backtrack it a little bit. So you heard music yelling. So you hear that. You walk to the door. You go to the door and you open the door and you see Zach, you said? Zachy. And music laying on what?
Well, that was on the bed. Zachy was kind of half on, half off, and music was not on the bed at all.
So far, Thaddeus's recollection of events is accurate to what officers observed when they got onto the scene. He would go on to say that Music and Matthew don't consume or smoke any kind of drug other than marijuana. We know this is a lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is seeming real odd. Because, like, now, if you trying to cover for them and you know it's, bro.
As Music herself admitted to taking methamphetamine the day prior, meaning Thaddeus's statements need to be taken with a grain of salt.
For real.
However, none of this would matter, as the detective would ask a single question that, quite literally, would change the trajectory of the entire case.
How did they get the house?
It was it's a propane heater on the wall, yeah. But last night, a few nights ago, the propane ran out, and they had taken it off to go get propane, but never got it to the propane tip.
Did they ever start fires in the house?
No. They don't start fires in the house. They go and I thought you saw the coals in the bathtub.
Yeah.
So that was where they went and they...
Bro, what do y'all take a bath at in this nasty establishment, bro? Is the lights even on? Do the water work where y'all can actually flush the toilet? Bro, this is disgusting, bro. This is disgusting. No, man. Y'all need to go to jail for real, man. I don't even know what to say to y'all. Like, I can't even say y'all need to be somewhere where y'all can get some real help.
Burn wood and brought it in once it was cold and no smoke left.
Yeah, because that's what I saw. I saw that and I was like, well, maybe we could be looking at carbon monoxide here too.
It was. I don't think it would have been because last night they might have used wood the coals to heat it, but it's probably not likely.
Despite what Thaddeus claims, this theory makes a lot of sense. If the family used coal to keep the house warm, the fumes could be potentially deadly. Burning coal releases carbon monoxide, a colorless, odorless gas that can cause poisoning. Inhalation of carbon monoxide prevents oxygen from binding to hemoglobin in the blood, leading to oxygen deprivation in tissues and organs. This can cause headache, dizziness, nausea, confusion, and in severe cases, loss of consciousness and death. The exact symptoms of everyone inside the home. If the trailer was fully sealed, meaning no windows or doors were open, then this could certainly have been what killed Zaculine. This is something officers would investigate later on in the night, but for now, this is just a theory, and the detective still needs to try and determine whether or not Thaddeus is lying about Matthew and Music's drug use, or if something even more sinister had taken place. To do this, he decides to relay the significance of this case to Thaddeus by letting him know that Zaculine had passed away.
Zachy. Oh. Did not know that. Zachy's gone.
You said she was unresponsive on
That's
police
why
call. So you knew.
all of this is happening. Yeah. Because we need to figure out how in the heck this even came to be. Yeah. Okay. So I know last time we even talked, we talked a lot about doing the right thing and this and that. Yeah. I mean, that situation that you're in, definitely a good time to do that, right? Right. I can't even think of a situation where it would be more important to know what's going on than right now. I'm not the kind of cop that likes to get people caught up. That's not why I do this. That's not why I'm here. Right now, seeing her covered up, seeing her afterwards. Like I'm not lying. Like it knocked me down. I cried for a good long while.
I saw you walking away from the ambulance crying.
Yeah,
I didn't know why.
Yeah, it got a lot worse after that. Right now, my job is to do right by Zachy and lie the best I can by understanding what's going on. I mean, and like I said, sometimes things happen. Sometimes people kill other people on purpose. Yeah. Sometimes it's accidental or things go too far. There's a million reasons why something could happen, why something could come to be, right? And sometimes there's little details of things that happen that end up meaning a lot down the road. Like you could be like, well, I noticed this, or I did see that, or I overheard whatever, or I had this feeling, or something that smelled right and something, right? So sometimes those things can lead to us having a greater understanding. So is there anything of that nature regarding anyone that was there at any time that could have led potentially to that?
I only ever heard Music and Matt argue, but it was usually when Matt was super tired and stayed up all night gathering wood and stuff. And then the truck would break down or something would go wrong and he didn't. And Music was, it's common for that to happen, but it was never around the kids. They never did anything around the kids and they loved them so much.
Is there anything that stands out to you about what happened that could explain what's going on here?
Oh, I mean, what stood out was Zachy's face, how pale it was, or that's what they called it.
It seems clear that Thaddeus genuinely doesn't think Music and Matthew had any intentions to hurt their daughter, and if they had taken drugs that night, he wasn't aware of it. The mystery of what happened is still as confusing as ever, and the only possible cause officers could think of was the burning coal. So with this in mind, they would report back to the trailer later that night to investigate this possibility.
Reporting for us?
Yep.
That's disgusting, man.
So I'm sure they went over this several times with you, but boy was somewhere in this region. Dad was laying here, decedent here, and then mom off to the side. And then when Thaddeus came in, he saw them here. She was super pale. For some reason, moved him to this chair, and then came back, and then that's when he started calling 911. Girl could have gotten sick. I mean, living like this, you know, gets a little bit of a cold or something, and there you go. She had any kind of immunocompromise.
Bro, it don't even look like they got water, bro.
But they said that she got sick and threw up.
And this is what I mean by public school, because you got kids that's going to your school every day that get picked on, and you don't even know this is what they go through when they get home.
The mom was like, I've done a lot of drugs in my life. She goes, I occasionally do meth and but I don't do heroin, nothing like that, and I've never felt like I did last night ever in my life.
It seemed like the case was quite clear at this point. The carbon monoxide poisoning was too much for Zachy Line's body to handle, and she passed. All they had to do was find a way to factually prove that there were high levels of carbon monoxide in the trailer, and their case would be closed. A post-mortem toxicology analysis would be conducted on Zachy Line specifically designed to identify carboxyhemoglobin saturation. Normal carboxyhemoglobin levels are generally up to 3.5% in non-smokers and up to 8% in smokers. When Zachy Line's result came back, it showed a 70% saturation. It was far too much to survive. The coal fumes had killed her. The next day, detectives would bring back both Music and Matthew to the station. Matthew insisted on only speaking if he had an attorney present, but Music agreed to sit down for a conversation. The detective wants to determine a few specific things during this interrogation. Did Music or Matthew know that heating their home with the hot coal ash was extremely dangerous, yet continue to do it? And ultimately, were they aware that their daughter had passed and tried to go without calling 911?
Okay, so like I said, you can vote this anytime you want, all right? Like the deputy told you, I'm Detective Orozco. You can just call me Randy. That's fine. So my job is to figure out what happened, and you are someone that can give me information that I obviously wasn't there for.
Yes.
I'm playing a little bit of catch up.
I do smoke weed, but I had not imbibed any speed.
Okay, so just to be clear with speed. Thank you. I appreciate
I do
that.
not use them
So wait, they call meth seed?
regularly. It was just kind of like I wasn't feeling good. It doesn't matter. That's all just excuses. But anyways, I had not used any past like noon 30 at the very latest.
Okay.
And there was nothing that she could get in the room. The room is extremely messy, and that is true. And we're working on it. We don't have a vehicle right now to even take it to the dump. So it's really
hard.
It is hard.
Crazy hard.
And we had a friend that was letting us use their truck to do dump runs and stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry.
To do dump runs and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And yeah, I've done it, not recently, but like recently I've just done, and I've done a lot of drugs throughout my life though. My name is Music. My parents named me Music, you know, that's the life I grew up in. But I've never felt like I did last night. It was unreal. Like I couldn't hold myself up. My daughter, my son couldn't hold themselves up. I had no idea what was going on. I just wanted us to get some sleep, and I thought that would help. And I don't know what it was.
It seems odd that all Music feels the need to explain is her chronic drug use, and that she doesn't think it had anything to do with their sickness. The detective would later state that he thought Music had known their daughter was dead even prior to the officers arriving at their house, which is why she felt the need to immediately cover her tracks.
That was not like anything I've ever experienced.
Me too. That's extremely weird, right?
Yes.
Just like that. Stuff like that doesn't happen.
I don't have any idea what happened, but I want to know what was in my system, and I want to know how it got to my kid's system, because they did not get in. I'm telling you, and an investigation will have to be done, and that is fine with me. But I know that I do not do this, or I know that. And so if that's in my system, and if that's in my little girl's system, somebody put it there. Sorry, excuse my language, but I do not
You can speak however you want. You're going through some right now. Straight up.
No, I want to speak eloquently because I don't want to
be misconstrued.
I don't want to be misconstrued. I know that a lot of people come through here lying about what they do, and I am not here to lie about what I do. I'm here to figure out what happened to my children, because I just want to know they're okay.
So
I want the opportunity to become the best fit for them. I don't know what happened. I don't think it was the cake or anything. I don't know what it was.
what about the heater for the house
The heater, we don't have the propane hooked in. We're out of propane.
and the cold? Like if we had the cold or whatever
the
you were
place that we
burning in
had-
there?
Yeah, it was cold. They were cold. But we burn them all the way to cold so they don't smoke the place out, and then we vent the window. Normally we have a propane heater, and when we have the propane hooked up to the heater that's up against the wall, we still leave it vented because the kids were a while back, like when we first moved in. This is over a year ago. My son was waking up, throwing up, and we discovered it because we had all the windows shut with the propane.
Okay, so you know that the kid was throwing. Okay, now it's making sense.
Heater on, so it wasn't ventilating properly. So we started leaving the windows just cracked, and that was enough. And all the throwing up stuff.
Likely due to hallucinations and delusions caused by amphetamine, they forgot to open their windows, neglectfully sealing their daughter's fate.
Yeah, that was my initial thought with everyone in the house. Like you guys, from what we were told at the time, like people just aren't feeling good, and having that type of heater inside the house, or even burning the coals inside, you get a little carbon monoxide. A certain percent, I'm not a doctor, some percent you're going to start feeling sick and whatnot, and after that things get a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Right, progressively more serious until that's solved.
There should have been at least 2 windows in the house.
It was very important that the detective didn't reveal that they already knew Zachy Lyons' death was due to carbon monoxide poisoning, as it would have allowed Music to start making news stories and trying to clear her name, as she had done at the start of the interrogation. Since he left Zachy Lyons' cause of death hidden from Music, she was more than happy to give up all of that information.
Zai? Right, is that your son's name? Zai? I checked on him at the hospital when I saw you. So from what they're thinking, at that time, things could have changed. He looks like he has a touch of pneumonia.
Okay.
Okay, but I mean, otherwise, he seemed pretty okay. They're treating them. They're gonna do what doctors do.
Yeah.
Right, and checking for all sorts of stuff. Zachy, she didn't survive.
And she did not deserve it. And then you ain't fed your son since Friday. Let's talk about that while we here. Why you ain't fed that boy since Saturday? I mean Friday.
But we are going to look into it as deeply as we possibly can to try to get a better answer for what happened.
That's child neglect for sure.
The detective would write down his thoughts during this very moment, saying Miss Adami was told about her daughter's passing. She appeared to attempt to be shocked and also cried, but no tears came out. She would stop and stare for brief moments at a time, which could have been initial shock or theatrics. Her emotional response did not appear to be genuine. The detective...
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. I got an ex that could break out crying with real tears and be lying. Like, it's insane, bro.
Had gotten everything he needed. For the rest of the interrogation, Music would recount how she couldn't move when she woke up and everything that had happened the previous day. They would roam free for over 2 months following the death, but would finally be arrested after a case was built up, showing the two's extensive past of child neglect, including poor living conditions, and a lack of supervision. Matthew would be charged with intentional abuse of a child, resulting in death and abandonment of a child. Music was charged with intentional abuse of a child, resulting in death and child abuse in the first offense. As of December 2024, their trial is still ongoing. If found guilty, the two will likely be facing life in prison.
Hey man, prayers up to Zachy, man. And Lil Zai, man, I hope whatever foster home they put you in or whatever family member gets legal guardianship over you, do their due diligence, man, and make sure you get the right childhood you deserve. Happy birthday, Zach.